Why do homes with more acreage have more days on the market?
That's a good question. So we know that residential is crazy. The days on the market right now are the least I've ever seen. I mean, we're we're the only reason why we have 3 to 5 days on the market right now is because the sellers and the listing agents want more people to have the opportunity to see it, and so they're usually in a multiple offer situation. So land's so quick. It used to be if a house was on the market for 3 or 4 months, we'd say what's wrong with it. Now, if a house is on the market for a week, we say what's wrong with it. I mean, that's not fair, but that's seems to be where it is. And some of the sellers are getting real aggressive with where they're pricing it. But those are your traditional neighborhood cookie cutter, quarter acre, half acre, traditional neighborhoods. Then you have the other extreme, land. Land average days in the market around here is 2 years. Even on, and now that's on your bigger rural tracts, but even residential lots, the average days in the market is close to a year. We have seen an uptick in how quickly a lot can sell right now. So if it's a residential lot under 100, it's probably selling within 30 days right now, which is a huge difference for us in the land game. But big tracts of land, people say, "What's wrong with it? It's been on the market for 2 years." I'm like, you have no idea. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I just sold one last month. It'd been on the market for 15 years. 15 years, and I finally sold last month.
Wow.
So and I had another one that's been on the market for 9 years, and we didn't sell it, but it got its first offer like forever. So land is this extreme, and then we got houses next thing. So you're going to have something in between with homes with acreage. And if it's a home with 3 acres, it's not going to be that bad. But if it's a home with 40 or 50 acres, it's going to be bad. It is very, very difficult to get a loan on a home with acreage. So you have a lot of it really comes down to the lenders. So you have a lot of credit unions. I know people that use Navy credit union, federal credit unions, state employees credit union. They're not going to be happy if you go above 10 acres. Like, that is their cutoff and everything. Every now and then they'll stretch out to 20 acres, but they don't like it. They don't like the land values to exceed 20% of the overall purchase price, and that confuses a lot of people. But so if you determine that the land value is $100,000, the bank is going to be happy with like a $500,000 to $600,000 product overall combined. So if it's listed for $500,000 or $600,000, so you can see if you had a really nice home in Chatham County, 2,400 square feet. Let's just, for the sake of argument, say that's worth about $300,000. Ideally, the bank is going to want that house to be on a $60,000 to $75,000 lot. And if you go to, like if you got 50 acres right now, well, 50 acres would be $250,000. Well, now we're really close to the land being the same value and price as the home, a 50-50 or a 60-40 ratio, and the banks just don't like that. So you have to have someone that has a lot of strength to buy, a lot of financial strength to buy a home with acreage. So they're doing a couple things. They're either putting an incredible amount of money down, a minimum of 20% down on an acreage-heavy property, or the bank's going to get a little cutesy and say, let's cut out the house in 10 acres, and we'll do that as one loan, and then the remaining 40 acres we'll do as another loan, or you'll pay cash for. So it's just two different programs or whatever. So because there's these complexities, there's a lot more days on the market, and then it's just the product itself. Homes right now, a home with acreage is going to be outside of the Pittsboro area. If you want a home with acreage right now, you're driving 10-15 minutes to a grocery store. Doesn't seem as bad at first, but after a while you get sick and tired of driving 15 miles to a grocery store. But I think to have that land certainly makes up the difference. I think that's special to have the acreage. So that's why we have more days on the market. They're just harder to sell.